What's up, everybody? Just gonna make a quick video today on my angelfish have spawned again, and kind of like just like the signs, because my last video on breeding angelfish was a real hit. So today I want to talk about kind of like the signs leading up to breeding once you kind of have a pair, and what you can watch out for, and kind of like how you can kind of take the next steps. And I'm trying to be quiet here because it's night, and I just gotta be quiet. So I currently have two pairs, a koi pair, which isn't that great of a quality. It's just kind of like the first pair that I had, and kind of just, starting out with them. But they're not like the best, like those super red ones, which are super sick. Although these ones are nice. And then I have another pair, which is a mix. It's a leopard, and then this black one, which I'm not completely sure what it is. I'm just looking at them right now, and then I'll show you all. Not exactly sure what it is. But it's a pretty cool mixture. I got it from a breeder. It's probably a crossbreed or something. But here we go. And then actually I'll start with babies that I already have. And this is dark, I know. Just wait. So here's babies I have growing up. Just to show you all, this is what you can get if you kind of like, have some patience and kind of stick with it for a little bit, because I'm a newbie at this, folks. I'm no expert, I'm just kind of learning as you all are learning as well. And, got some nice babies. These are actually from the kois. And actually a tip for you, if the kois, or like whatever angels you're breeding, if they're not too big, plop them in a 10-gallon with a piece of slate right when they're about to spawn. And, usually their tubes start coming out. Once you have a pair, their tubes start coming out. They start picking at the surface they want to lay on. But generally, once you get that first spawn, then once plop them in a 10-gallon, wait about 2 to 3 weeks, or even more. Like mine spawn almost every 10 to 13 days. It's kind of crazy. But you can get pairs that do that, and really you just need a good healthy diet. You don't really, all I do is flakes, folks, just a lot of flakes, not even that much, once a day, and they do it. It's not that hard. And then plop them in the 10-gallon, keep the temperature at about 80 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure that is in Celsius, even though I'm Canadian. That's kind of funny, but and then, let them spawn. If they're self-raisers, let them spawn in, or let them keep them with eggs. If not, you can try a couple spawns with them and see how it kind of goes. They kind of learn from the beginning, and they're not the best parents from the get-go, which makes sense, obviously, as they need to learn and adjust to how they're going to do it. Sorry about this darkness, folks, but I kind of like doing this like this, so there's not too much glare, although there is some right there. But anyways, and then where was I? And then, oh yeah, so if they eat the eggs and you just kind of want instant, babies, which is kind of what I did in here, remove the parents, leave the slate in here, plop an air stone in there over the eggs, put some fungal medication in, whatever choice you want to use. I think I use a Jungle or something made by Jungle, but it's a fungal medicine, keeps the fungus at bay on the dead eggs, because you're not going to get 100% survival rate, although I wish you could. And then you roll, let them hatch out, feed them baby brine, which is kind of a pain, so I go with what is it? It's over here. It's sorry, you're looking at my face so much here. I'm not sure if this is going to show up on camera right or not. This might be upside down, I'm not exactly sure, but it's First Bites, made by Hikari. It's got some angelfish on the front there. And then I use this little spoon, kind of depending on the size of the spawn, depends on how much you use, but I, from a, you can use it from a quarter to a full spoon, depending on the size and tank size, because obviously the bigger your tank is, the more you can feed without, getting ammonia spikes and whatnot, whereas in a tank like this that I'm about to show you, it's much smaller, and ammonia spikes can be much more rapid and quickly happen in the aquarium. So in this tank, I got a tank in the tank, and there's a whole bunch of babies growing out in here. I'm not sure if you can see them. It's dirty. I know I need to do a water change. But, and these are not from the kois. These are from the ones in the 65 that I'm about to show you soon here. And then I got another spawn from these kois here. Here's the kois. You finally get to see them. Here we go. They're looking good. Males, it's hard to put them with my finger because it's on the front here. But this guy right here is the male, and then the female is the one over by the slate there. I'm sorry, this is not the best. And then you see the eggs up there with the white. So there's a few white eggs. These are about a day old now, probably a day and a half, maybe something like that, give or take. And so doing pretty well. But these guys will probably get eaten eventually because they're just not. They're just not. They just don't have the self-raising down yet. Although I think I'm getting closer to that. And also a thing that kind of sucks is I can't really save the eggs right now because I don't really have anywhere to put them. So when I have like tanks like this in here, like, well, for number one, it sucks that I can't really collect them. But number two, I'm not really getting the best. You know, I wouldn't get the best hatch rate from this. Just because there's so many distractions, like there's like the air stone, and there's like me walking by. Like, the male doesn't do the greatest job, I find. I find if they're like in that 10-gallon over there, they do much better just because they're like they're more in peace and they don't have as many distractions, if that makes sense. And then this is just a community tank in here, and I just got a spawn today, which I knew because you know, the pair that I have in here, the female's tube is starting to drop a little bit. They're very rapidly cleaning off, and you know, they're kind of getting a little aggressive towards the other fish, which is totally normal. And you know, the male's tube is starting to come out. Usually, what I find is the male's tube actually starts coming out a little bit before the female's, because you know, I find that a lot that he's like the dominant one that kind of starts it off. Although it can be the female too. It kind of depends with the pair. But what I found with my pair is that, and this is just for me, is that the male kind of starts cleaning it. He gets, you know, kind of excited. His tube starts coming out a little bit, and then once that happens, you know that they're going to start pretty soon. And then the female, you know, the next day or maybe even that same day, you know, her tube drops, and then they go pretty much that day. But so here they are. This guy right here is the male. This guy right here, he's the nice male right now, and the female is down. Where is she? It's so hard to tell. She is. Can you see her in there? She's like right there. You can see her fins move in there. It's really hard to see, and she's got a whole bunch of eggs in there, and I'm not going to be able to show you, but she has about 2 leaffuls full of eggs. I'm really sorry. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this sucks having the camera on. Alright, folks, so I just have to clip these 2 videos together because I guess I ran out of storage. So, anyways, I was talking about how the female has a lot of, you know, she picked a good spawning ground in the middle of 65-gallon that you couldn't really see in the video, which I'm sorry about, but it is what it is. Because, you know, it was a very central area with a lot of plants and, like, you know, big leaf plants, which is key for spawning, and also just having a ton of plants around them makes them feel a lot more natural. So yeah, let's just go over a couple tips here, and then we'll end this video. You know, watch out for, you know, tubes coming out on the female and male. Watch out for them cleaning off, you know, leaves and, you know, other structures that they can spawn on, or as slate pieces. And then look out for you know, some aggression and kind of lip locking on the breeding pair. And, you know, you'll know that you'll be getting a spawn shortly, and that is fantastic. And then, you know, from there, you know, you can go back to my other video and watch the tips on what you should do. You know, I kind of briefly mentioned it, but, you know, you can save them by putting them into a little tank with an air stone and, you know, some fungicide. and roll from there. Feed them that little food I showed you guys. And yeah, you know, it takes practice, and I'm not perfect at it at all. So yeah, folks, I'll just show you the babies one last time, and then we'll end this video. Peace. Later.